Greetings, everybody, and I'm back officially. Yes. Now, you may have noticed that I had posted a few videos of mine had gone up already. It's just because I had already had those prepped in advance and they were already scheduled to be released. But since the funeral, I of course have not posted anything, obviously. But so now that I am back, um, we have another pile to go through. Yes, we have a brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and PC game update. Yes, major big time update. And with that, let's get things started right here on the Media Files. All right, welcome back. So, let's get the. We'll save the PC game for last. Oh yeah, one book. So let's get the book out of the way first. With this book, I really wanted to read it because I really want to watch the. I think it's on Amazon Prime. This really cool military series. It kind of reminds me of like the Tom Clancy stuff or whatever, um, starring Chris Pratt. But here we have the novelization. I found this from Ollie's. Um, we have The Terminal List by Jack Carr. Yeah, it kind of reminds me like of, you know, um, military thriller, type of book. So I'm like, why not? All right, and so the rest of the DVDs are all thrift store deals. So, um, all right. So up first, we have a movie that I've only heard about, but it kind of got me interested because the director is one of the co-directors of the Blair Witch Project. Yes, another movie to add to the horror collection. So here we have from Eduardo Sanchez. We have Altered. Yeah, paid $1.50 for it. So hey, there you go. So up next, some modern day western. Sounded interesting. Has the only couple actors that I know out of it is that it has David Wenham from Harry Potter, and we have co-starring Jackie Weaver. If you've not seen her, I highly recommend watching. Um, what is it? Escapes me at the moment. Hang on. It's a JFK related movie. I can't. Anyway, it name escapes me at the moment. The title of the movie does, but basically she plays. Uh, oh, good lord. Anyway, I can't remember what she was in. Anyway, so let's do this again. All right, welcome back. There we go. All right, welcome back. So mind you, the first thing that I found was a book, military thriller, which sounded interesting because I know it's based. It's now an Amazon Prime series, um, written by Jack Carr, kind of like a neo-military thriller type of movie or a book, novel, whatever you want to call it. But here we have The Terminal List. Yeah, I found this at Ollie's a little while ago, and for some reason I forgot to um, put it in my Ollie's update. So there we go. All right, so DVDs. Yeah, we got and movies. We got a big pile to go through. So first up, this movie is directed by one of the co-directors of the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, it sounded interesting, so I'm like, why not? So here we have from Eduardo Sanchez. We have Altered. Yeah, paid $1.50 for it, so not bad at all for something that you've never seen. Uh, so up next we have some sort of like modern day thriller. I've never heard of it. It sounds interesting, like a modern western type of thriller. Uh, I saw the trailer and it looked really good. So the only actors that I know in it is David Wyndham. I believe he's Lupin or Lupus from Harry Potter, and Faramir from Lord of the Rings. Then we have co-starring Jackie Weaver. Uh, excuse me. If you have not heard of her, if you have ever heard of the movie Parkland, I highly recommend you check that out because she plays the mother of Lee Harvey Oswald in that movie. That movie is so good, very very underrated movie. But here we have Goldstone. Yeah, it sounded interesting, so I'm like, cool, modern day western. Why not? Let's see. Up next, we have a Blu-ray. Now, mind you, there's some stickers all over this, so it's gonna be kind of hard to, you know, get the stickers off and whatnot. But here we have some sort of a horror film starring Chloe Segby and Kristen Stewart. We have Lizzie. Yeah, like I said, there's some stickers all over this. But basically, it's about the murder of Lizzie Borden, which sounded kind of like an interesting horror thriller. So I'm like, hey, for $1.50 on Blu-ray, why not give it a shot? Yeah. So up next, merely for $1, we have a two-pack movie, two of the greatest comedies ever made, in my opinion. We can say if you're a fan of these movies in the '80s and you're a fan of the Zucker brothers, then this is a must watch. Here we have Airplane and Airplane 2. So look at that. It's the Don't Call Me Shirley edition for the first film, and of course the sequel. Yep, $1 for that. So that's awesome. So up next, found this for a couple bucks. So here we have another one from Alfred Hitchcock. One I don't have. I've been trying to collect all of these in the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece series, but here we have Topaz. Yeah, can't go wrong with some Hitchcock. All right, so up next, I found this for $1.50, and wow, surprisingly, it's never been watched. That's funny. Here we have basically a Fast and the Furious movie that's not really a Fast and the Furious movie, but it is. Here we have from Justin Lin, his debut film, starring Sung Kang as Han. You get my reference. We have Better Luck Tomorrow. Yeah, so basically it's the character of Han, who's supposedly Han in the Fast and Furious franchise. So we'll see. So up next, let's see here. We have another Blu-ray. This one was a little bit more pricey. This one was like $5, but you know what? I'll take it. But here we have Horizon, but that's actually not the title of it. It's actually Star Trek Horizon. It's actually a fan film, which is kind of cool. I'm like, you don't see that very often. So, yeah, so that's kind of cool that I actually managed to find a fan film on Blu-ray. So there you go. So up next we have featuring Scarlett Johansson, which I've never seen. $2, mind you, but it came with the slipcover. Here we have Under the Skin. Yeah, so there you go. It sounded like a cool movie, so I'm like, why not? Oh, looks like my light came off. Yeah, let's fix that. There we go. So up next, this movie, actually this whole next batch actually is something that's pretty cool. So up next, we have a new movie to add to the Universal Monster Collection as far as the original poster art series is concerned. Now, mind you, this is the whole next batch. This area that I went to, it was 15 movies for $10. I'm like, you can't beat that. So I'm like, all right. So here we have The Bride of Frankenstein. And you'll see that I'm not lying there. It says that's 15 for 10. There we go. Or $1 a piece. So there you go. So then this movie, this brings back memories, especially the fact that it has the movie gallery sticker still on it. But here we have, featuring Keenan and Cal, we have Good Burger. Welcome to the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Come on, you gotta have some old school, classics back in your day. So up next, we have a Jackie Chan movie, Technically, this is actually part of the Police Story series. I'm not sure exactly where it fits into the timeline, but it's technically part of the Police Story franchise. But here we have Shinjuku Incident. Yeah, so there you go. Up next, well, I saw it and I'm like, you know what? I don't have this in my collection. I might as well just get it. It's basically $1 for you know why. But here we have Pamela Anderson in Barbed Wire. That's all you really need. Yep. So up next, found a John Woo movie that I've never owned. But here we have John Woo's Once a Thief. Yeah. So up next, we have the debut film of the Coen brothers. Yeah. So here we have Blood Simple. So yeah, there you go. I don't know why my light keeps wanting to come off. Maybe the batteries are about to die in it. Who knows? So up next, yeah, I think the batteries are dying in that thing. Anyway, so up next we have, well, gotta add a movie to the kiddies, but you know what though? This is actually one of my favorite Disney movies. It's very underrated, but what can I say though? It's kind of got me hooked into the character of Sherlock Holmes, and you should know what that movie is. So here we have The Great Mouse Detective. Yeah. Especially, you know, I love Vincent Price in there as Professor Aractigan, you know. So up next, we have a movie to add to the Dragon Dynasty collection. Now, I don't think I have the 2-disc edition of this, but if I do, you know what? I'm keeping the slipcover. So here we have Flashpoint. Yeah, that's awesome. That has the slipcover on it. So up next, we have a movie that I've only heard about, but I've never actually seen. An old 60s movie that stars several great actors. We have Frank Sinatra and, of course, Janet Leigh. We have the original version of The Manchurian Candidate. Yeah. So then up next, I found one of these like real low budget DVDs. But the surprising thing is it actually has some pretty decent actors in it. Here we have Daniel Bernhardt, who's known for loads of great martial art movies, including The Matrix Reloaded, as one of the agents. He's the agent that fights Morpheus on the top of the truck. Also co-starring Brian Thompson as, hey, what's wrong with this picture? And unfortunately, he went on to play Shao Kahn. But also co-stars none other than Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund. Yeah, we have Perfect Target. Yeah, so I'm like, cool. Check that out. So up next we have, sounds like just the front cover kind of reminds you of like those real cheesy, terrible B movies or whatever. But what can we say though? It's directed and written by everybody's favorite director, who likes to get bashed all the time. Here we have from Uwe Boll, we have Rampage, Capital Punishment. Yeah, it sounds like it's more of like like an original movie. It's not based off of a game or something like that. So we'll see how this one goes. Up next, have some sort of Asian movie. I've never heard of it. Supposedly it's based on a manga of some sort, but here we have, I believe it's pronounced Jin Tam Min, or I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. The front cover just looks cool, and I'm like, it sounds interesting. For $1, why not? Or less than $1, really. So up next, we have from Chow Yun Fat. I've only seen bits and pieces from what I've heard. It's supposed to be pretty good. Kind of similar to let's see. I think this was after or shot around the time of The Killer and Hard Boiled. But here we have City on Fire. Yeah. So up next, I can tell this is definitely. I think this is a British. Yeah, this is actually a British version of this movie, or British copy. But I couldn't pass it up because, well, I love this movie, and I'm just curious as to how different the picture quality is to the U.S. U.S. R1 region. But here we have that I got apparently for £6, but not really. We have The House of Flying Daggers. Yeah. It's a great martial art movie, by the way. Let's see here. And then up next, we have a sequel, or I think, to a movie that sounded really interesting, which I haven't watched yet. I don't know how I've not watched this yet. But here we have, starring Chris Hemsworth, we have The Huntsman Winter's War. And it's got the the slipcover has that Walmart. I think it's it's part of the 50 Shades, um, advertisement at the time where everything's all black and white and gray. And I'm like, okay. But at least it's a slipcover, and that's the actual cover. So there you go. I think it's the sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman. So, I have yet to watch both of those because I heard that they're really, really good from what I hear. All right, and finally, what can I say? I guess call this a coincidence, but here we have another John Wayne film that I've never seen, but only saw. What was it? Watched a YouTuber. I cannot remember what his YouTube channel is. I think it's Movie Collector Critic or something like that. But he was showing off his John Wayne collection, and I'm like, hey, that's one I don't have. But here we have Allegheny Uprising, starring John Wayne. So yeah, there we go. What can I say? You save the best for last as far as DVDs go. All right, and the PC game. Yes. Now, I probably wouldn't pick up PC games, but for this game, I had to make an exception because I remember playing this game a lot when I was younger, and I think I wore the disc out so much that because I played it so much that the audio wouldn't work, regardless of how many times I would uninstall it and reinstall it. It just kept cutting out in several parts. But I managed to find this in the original box art, by the way, and with the original box, and everything is in here. And mind you, I think I only paid. Let's see, how much did I pay for this? I could not tell how much I'd paid for it, but yeah, for $5. I kid you not. Here we have in its original box, we have Star Wars Dark Forces in the original box. This brings back so many memories of playing this game. And mind you, the box is in really, really good condition. And so we have the game. And we also have the manual. It's so many memories that bring back this. And oh yeah, you could even plug in your joystick and whatnot. So what else do we have in here? Oh yeah, we have the CD-ROM reference card, which is so cool. And also a looks like a catalog of different Lucasfilm games and whatnot. So yeah, including more Star Wars games, including so when was this coming out? Oh yeah, The Curse of Monkey Island wasn't out yet, so this came out in 95. Yeah, look at that, Jedi Knight. I'm not sure if you can read how well you can read that. Let's see, yeah, $50. Can you believe that? $50 for Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 way back in the day. That was a lot of money. That really was a lot of money back then. Now you can find it for next to nothing. But, but look at this, though. There she is. This brings back so many memories. I'm going to have to load this up on my Windows Vista CD. And then not only that, though, not a scratch on the disc. I mean, nothing. So you can tell this thing was well taken care of, and it definitely will be well taken care of with me. Especially the fact that, it's still in the original box, and it is so hard to find these things with the original box intact. So, yeah. What can I say? $5 definitely well spent. Well, that completes this small update here on the Media Files. Stay tuned for more videos. Leave a Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. And with that, I'll see you later.